Crikey. I mean, we're literally in places we shouldn't be right now. What a place. So is this workshop, is this for internal cars, or do customers have cars here?
Yeah, one of 3 we have, or the museum has. Okay. And this is only for car preparations before they go out on an event or some press drivings or marketing activities. Sure. We have one workshop here. The other one is in the facility we're going to see later. And a third one is in Weissach for the motorsport cars. Sure.
One day we'll go there. One day we'll go there.
Have you ever seen this car before? No. That car is like, 10 years old.
Is it?
Yeah. That was a project some engineers and designers did like beside their daily usual business.
Seriously? An after-hours project?
Yeah. Because they had the idea to build something like a Dakar today, like a rally car, based on the history of Porsche's rally historic. And that was really a nice project, especially the quality of the build.
Yes.
Everything is painted and everything is covered under clear coat. So
wow.
If you touch it, everything is like very, very smooth. Feel free to touch it.
So this, I'm not tall enough. There we go. Oh yeah, wow. Yeah. And so this is literally internal team thought, I've got a great idea, lads. Why don't we do this?
Let's go, yeah.
Crikey. And so this might have been part of the seed to lead to the Dakar.
Of course there are seeds.
Of course, there's the history of where it came from, but the fact that you guys built this in-house is pretty cool, huh?
And everything was done undercover, and then they presented the cars to the board. And the board said, great idea, let's do it, but on the next generation 911, which we have today.
But how amazing that there is a culture within the company to facilitate this.
Yes.
You know, for someone to come and go, okay lads, let's take time out of our hours, come up with this project, present it to the board, and they go, yeah, sounds good.
Especially without budgets.
That's amazing. Yeah, that's incredible.
Without any budgets. And then years ago, I used to be part of the management of the museum collection. It was a cool job. And my former boss, Alexander, and we received a phone call from Weissach. Oh guys, we have a couple of cars in the garage. You need to save them, otherwise they will get scrapped. And that car was within those cars,
One of those?
Yes.
Wow.
And we said, okay, let's take it into the museum collection so the car is going to stay with us forever. And that's what we did, and that's why the car is here.
So this was originally built on an early 991 platform?
Yes. Also with a height adjustable suspension, which is based on the GT3 RS front lift system.
Seriously?
Yeah. That's why you can't drive the car really tough.
Okay, because it's lifted off an axle.
Yeah. And it's a prototype, a show car more or less, but it drives somehow.
Very cool, I love it.
We have a huge collection and a huge history of rally cars. So it's somehow, if you get all those things together, like you call them the seeds, it's so logical that we have a 911 Targa today.
Yes.
And that car was called Safari, like this one.
Okay.
Yeah. But due to name rights and other circumstances, we had to use the Dakar name.
Dakar. I actually think Dakar works well. Dakar. So as well. It's as an event, it's incredibly iconic too.
Yes.
Phenomenal. And so this is the actual development car for the Dakar. Yeah.
One of them, and still dirty as it was. There were plenty of development cars, of course, and also my colleagues of the collection management, they try to collect also a prototype or important prototypes.
Usually how do you know where to stop with? Because every car is important, right? I mean, how do you know, or how do you have the room, first of all, to keep them all, you know? And how do you, because that story where you were thinking about perhaps scrapping that car, I mean, to even think about that, seeing it, it's wild. So I'm sure over the years there's been cars which have been scrapped, right?
Yes, definitely. Yeah. They have some kind of strategy, collection strategy. But for example, we don't collect the first or the last car out of the production line. Sometimes they do. We have a first and a last of a production line. But there is usually they collect of every car variant, one car.
And you've been going how long now?
I mean, we have 700 cars.
700 cars.
We will see most of them later.
You got to stay tuned for this one. So there's obviously a lot of inspiration for current gen Grello off the color theme. This car. Phenomenal. And of course now, obviously Manthey was heavily, well, they were a very Porsche-focused racing brand, and now Porsche and Manthey are like one almost. Huh?
Porsche has bought a lot of parts of Manthey, and what they have now is those Manthey kits for the club sport and for the GT3s, some extra power.
And it's quite amazing how much extra that they're able to get out of a platform, which is already amazing, right? What I really love about these is, I mean, this by and large, this isn't that really an older car.
No.
But I love that it's still on the sequential shifter,
completely.
you know, down here. Yeah. Oh, it's so light. It's so light. I love that. Wow. Oh, what? Look at this. Got a Nürburgring map with every corner. Look at this. This is incredible. I don't suppose you know what all of these numbers are for next to each corner, or is it just literally turn 1, turn 2, all the way to, and then as we're coming down here, it goes all the way to just over 200. So at this time, I guess the team was classifying 200 independent inputs, right, in terms of what you would classify as a corner, which is pretty mad. That's intense, man. Wow. What a thing. Wild. I love it, man. Very, very cool. And so you're now, this guy, Mark, is now alongside you.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
He's in the press department as I am. So, and just yesterday in the morning, or the day before yesterday, we parked together and went into the office together. And there is a Le Mans winner entering the office with you. That's so cool.
That's amazing.
It's really amazing. And Romain Dumas, he's also still very close connected to the company. And Lucas Luhr, he also used to drive the Masters a couple of years ago, but finished racing. And Timo and Romain, they have the teams. They're running 2 teams.
Phenomenal. So right now, obviously, it's a very heavy Dakar theme here, but effectively, every time you have an event or a car from the collection needs to go out, it comes here first. It
comes here for final technical check, or for repairing, fixing, like in the 964. If you have a look into the interior, you'll see like a little paper thing hanging in the rear view mirror, and there is something written on it which says,
so this here,
clean up the car, clean up the trunk, and the car is finished. This is like a sign that the car is finished or almost.
So this ticket is effectively saying there's a little bit of like cleaning up, but it's ready to rock. And what sort of what percentage of the collection is available to turn the key and go?
I think right now they should have about 50, 60 almost turnkey cars.
Really? And you can just go in and that one's prepped.
And they have license, they're registered, they have a process in charging the battery and doing checkups, tire pressure things, so there is a big process.
So run me through the spec on this, because I'm not sure if the camera's doing this justice, but the spec is amazing.
Amethyst pearl effect and magenta interior.
The color match is quite incredible, no? Wow.
That is a car we didn't have in the collection, and my colleagues bought it a couple of years ago. They just didn't have a 964 convertible.
So you guys will look at where there might be gaps in the collection, which is hard to believe because you mentioned earlier you've got 700 cars.
And there are still gaps, definitely.
And there's still gaps. And so you'll have a team that goes out to market searching for a car.
Sometimes, depending on budgets, of course. But usually, they buy cars, not that many cars, but they still do.
That sounds like a fun job.
It is, definitely. The sound.
Sound? We're ready? Solid. Solid. What a machine.